the devil. I got fire in my bones. I'm burdened with the black heart and cursed and wrong. Life is
Deep breath, Marcus, deep breath. 800 wheel horsepower, 800 plus wheel horsepower is nothing to be taken lightly. I am incredibly excited for this. All right, you guys, it's been over a year since I last drove a Mk.4 Supra. This is owned by a fella named Marcel. He does outstanding automotive photography here in the area. A lot of you guys probably know him if you're local. You should go follow him on Instagram. One of his most recent pictures actually is this car next to a P1. So this car's in good company, and honestly, this has more horsepower than a McLaren P1. Hard to believe, but it's the beauty of Japanese imports. That's the beauty of the 2JZ, and that's what we're gonna play around with today. Whoa! Holy crap. Oh man, that is why I missed the Mk.4 Supra. I forgot for a second why I missed the Mk.4 Supra. I'm not sure why. I mean, the cockpit's crazy. It's a complete just Japanese icon. The paint on this car is really cool. It's got a bunch of pearl in it. It's like a metallic dark gunmetal gray. So sick. Marcel's put pretty much everything in this car. It's got a really unique wide body. The entire build list, by the way, is going to be in the description because there's no way I'm going to be able to list off every single part that's in this car. Pretty much a fully built 2JZ, Titan Motorsports parts in there as well. I mean, the balance it's pretty good. Second gear. Oh! All right, you guys, we also have new jet tags in the store, not just Roads Untraveled branded merch anymore. The first three we came out with are the 2JZ GTE one that we have right here. We've got an RB26 DETT and an SR20 DET on our website, roadsuntraveled.com/shop. All right, you guys, so 2JZ, it's got a 69mm turbo on it. So, I mean, it's a big turbo, but for a 2JZ, I mean, it's a moderately sized turbo. You would not expect a 69mm turbo to be pushing 930 at the wheels, which is what Marcel has had this car dynoed at on E85. Right now, we are running 80% ethanol content. It's on flex fuel. It's got an AEM V2 ECU in the car. So basically the ECU will, adjust boost, adjust timing, adjust basically everything depending on the ethanol content real time.
I want an ocean view somewhere, as long as I'm next to you. I don't care. I don't want to live my life in circles. I just want to find an empty road. Let's get away from here. Let's go.
Spin in second there. Hooked up third. This car carries speed like nothing else. Just I mean, 800 at the wheels is like basically the limit of what you can actually physically use in a rear-wheel drive car on the street. the minute you get into throttle, you dip into throttle for like a second, and that is... Let's just be completely honest with ourselves here and not joke around that you can easily drive 800 wheel horsepower on the street. If you have a car like this, you're not using the power all the time. He's built this car so it can actually handle and grip, and those 265s up front, combined with the already very tight steering rack of a Mk.4 Supra, just makes this so much fun to drive. It's got all the aero, it's got a bunch of stuff to really just aid in not only rear end grip, but front end grip as well. Wow, okay, when you roll the window down, the amount of just noise that you get from this turbo is honestly louder than most like Rice Rocket Civics that are trying to be loud. Like the turbo itself, if you just isolated the turbo noise, it's louder than so many other cars I've driven. Like listen to that. Wow. The majority of the work was done by Evolution Auto here in Burnaby, British Columbia. Along the way, they installed 10-to-1 CP pistons, GSC S2 billet camshafts, Titan Motorsports cam gears, and who could forget about that beautiful sounding HKS carbon 3.75-inch exhaust. So what I've come to learn is the Supra is just all about the details. One of these things in the interior which I find hilarious are the confetti seats. From a just visual standpoint, not the greatest, but from a perspective of period correctness and just taking you back into the root of the 90s-ness of this car, they're great. Here in North America, you can grab a right-hand drive twin-turbo Mk.4 Supra for about $20,000 to $30,000, close to stock, and you used to be able to get them for around 15 or 16 grand. Now, if you want a left-hand drive model in North America, close to stock, you're paying minimum 50 grand, and it could be higher than upwards of 100 grand. As someone who drives right-hand drive on a daily basis here in North America, for me it's not a big deal, it just becomes normal after a certain amount of time. Paying an extra 50 grand to have this steering wheel on the other side doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But then again, I don't have the money to buy a $100,000 Supra, so I should just shut up right now. The Supra originally, when Toyota designed this car, yes, they over-engineered the shit out of the 2JZ, and yes, it is capable of well over 1,000 wheel horsepower, but at the same time, it wasn't designed specifically for that. The technology at the time, nobody was making 1,000 horsepower. Whoa! Oh my God. You have to slow down like immediately because you're going way too fast. And I know there are going to be people in the comments that are like, oh, you didn't give it the full beans. No, I gave it the full beans and went well past. And you have to slow down at some point. You've got to draw the line somewhere. It's, I don't know, it gets your heart racing, but it's not like you're fearful that the car is going to step out and do something you're not expecting it to. Dip into some corners. Wow, yeah, that grip is great. It's very strange driving this road. Usually I'd be driving it either, you know, in my MR2 or in some sort of other smaller car, a trike, for instance. But this time I'm in a Supra, traditionally not known for crazy cornering. Like, that's not what I think, personally at least. First, when I think of the Mk.4 Supra, I think of straight line, just speed, straight line, you know, half-mile events or whatever the heck. Wow, that's really nice. Really nice. Dipping in. It's just always fascinated me, the kind of cult following around Mk.4 Supra owners. They love their cars. I mean, honestly, I'm pretty sure Mk.4 Supra owners love their cars more than anybody else. Second gear. Whoa! Hooked up third. Wow, all right. of me really wants a Supra, I'm not gonna lie. Part of me really wants a Supra. I used to not really be a fan of the way they looked, especially from the back. They've kind of grown on me, and this one especially. Marcel's done an awesome job. It looks phenomenal. All right, third gear, 4,000 RPM. All right, that's enough. I'll stop. If he really wanted, he could really, you know, push this turbo and get up to, you know, 1,050 or so wheel horsepower. But for now, this is the trim that we're driving it in. I'm plenty happy. 800 at the wheels is pretty much indescribable if you haven't been in a car like this. I mean, words and video shots and stuff, like we try our best to bring you the experience of a car like this. You just can't do it on video. This is a great all-around build. Marcel actually told me, I asked him, what are your future plans for the car? You know what he told me? For the first time ever in my life I've heard this from a Mk.4 Supra owner. He told me, I'm good for power. I'm good. That's pretty much it. You know what? Hats off to you, Marcel. You built your dream car, and thanks for tossing me the keys. I can't thank you enough. Hopefully I gave you guys a taste of what 800 wheel horsepower feels like. Hit us up on Facebook and Instagram if you want to check out what we're doing on a daily basis before it goes live on YouTube as well. Be sure to check out roadsuntraveled.com/shop and take a look at our new engine code jet tags. All right, you guys. See you next time.